Stop!
I'm not the
You
same
gotta
guy.
go!
I don't like her.
I'm not.
Hey,
You're in a way.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking. You're gorgeous. I'm just letting you know you're gorgeous.
You gotta leave.
Girls swear that they want men to approach, and then they act like this. Sometimes they are the ones keeping themselves and everyone around them single. Literally nobody wants to deal with energy like that. And look, guys aren't perfect. Clearly this was not the best time, but if it was another dude who's tired of dating apps and tired of feeling lonely, finally worked up the courage to put himself out there, and this is the kind of reaction he got, that is probably his first and last time ever doing that. And the funny part is, I wasn't even talking to her. I was trying to compliment her friend in the back, and she jumps in, starts screaming and making a scene. Classic fridge protecting the snacks. So yeah, you can keep talking about why don't men approach us anymore? But when you act like this, you create the exact reality that you complain about. So when you're sitting in your 30s and thinking, where have all the good men gone? Rewind this clip and you'll have your answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we're seeing here isn't just a bad interaction. It's a reflection of a larger attitude taking root. A man extends a simple, harmless compliment, and he's met not with grace, but with hostility. The moment becomes a performance, not a conversation. One woman steps in to protect her friend, when in reality, she's protecting her own ego. And later, they'll call it chivalry's death, as if men simply forgot how to approach women. The truth is, men haven't disappeared. They've withdrawn. They've watched moments like this unfold too many times to believe it's worth the risk anymore. What we're witnessing is not confidence. It's insecurity masquerading as strength, and it's driving good men into silence.
I was talking to my friend the other day, and she's telling me, I never get approached by guys. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why do guys never approach girls anymore? And I see it this way. From my point of view, if you're in a group of girls, we're not going to approach you, because 9 out of 10 times your friends are just going to be total bitches to us and just give us attitude for no reason. You might be interested, but your friends probably jealous because they're not getting any attention. Come in out of fucking nowhere. You got the 300-pound fridge coming in, left tackle just blindsiding you. And guys don't want to deal with that. They don't want to fucking put up with that. But if you're by yourself, obviously that's a little different. Or if you're with one friend, usually that it goes a little better. Obviously, not every girl is like this. I've had a higher success rate with 1 or 2 women in a group rather than a full group. The last time I went up to a group of girls to approach one girl, all of them just start making noises. They go fucking primal. They just go, like, dog, I'm not even talking to you. I'm trying to talk to your friend. I see why no one's fucking talking to you, because you're just making a bunch of noises. I get it. You want to be protective, but there's a time and a place. If someone is approaching you telling that they're interested in you or your friend, fucking let them. If they have a boyfriend, let them speak for themselves. A lot of times the group will speak for that one person, but that one person's interested, just cock blocking their friend. If a guy is being a total creep, then yeah, the whole group should fucking jump in and say, hey, get the fuck out of here. But stop cock blocking your friends. If you really want guys to approach you, let them, because they will. Or if you really want them, you will have the highest success rate if you just go up to the guy. Trust me, I've had 2 long-term relationships start from a girl making the first move. It works. And the worst thing he could say is no, or I have a girlfriend, or I'm just not interested.
He's not wrong. Most men learned the hard way that approaching a woman in a group is like stepping into a firing squad with no blindfold. You're not talking to one person. You're auditioning for the approval of 6. And at least 2 are guaranteed to hate the performance before it starts. What he's describing isn't fear, it's calculation. Men know the odds, and they're done volunteering to be the evening's entertainment. What's worse is how the loudest friend always mistakes sabotage for loyalty. Instead of letting her friend decide if she's interested, she hijacks the moment to prove she's protective. It's not protection. It's ego management disguised as sisterhood. And then they wonder why the only men left approaching are the ones too oblivious to see the warning signs.
I really can't understand, why are men such pussies nowadays? I'm telling you, literally every single boy who fancies you or whatever will like your story but won't say a word to you. Like, are we just gonna keep playing this game? Are we just gonna keep playing this game? Like, you know when you have like a foul talking stage, yeah, and you know you both fancy each other, but you just haven't spoken since. And the thing is, none of you want to break the first word. Do you know what I mean? Like, none of you want to start a conversation. So you just have this wall where you both just like each other's stories. Like, what have we actually turned into? Like, I can't even remember the last time I went on a date because boys are just too scared to get rejected that they won't ask you on a date. Like, oh my God, before I was at Teletech and this boy, yeah, he said he liked me or whatever to my friend and he thought I was pretty. Did he say it to me? No. Did he say it to my friend? Yeah. And then she was like, why don't you say it to her? And he was like, no, I'm scared. And she was like, scared of what? And he was like, apparently he's scared of me. Like, do I give off scary vibes? What? You can't deal. Like, am I ever going to find a boyfriend at this point? I genuinely don't think I will because boys don't even know how to talk to girls anymore. Like, what have we turned into? It's not hard to message someone and say, oh, I think you're really pretty. Do you want to go on a date? Or do you want to go to a rave and go on a date? Like, how fucking hard is it? Or send a girl flowers. Like, if you're scared to talk to me, what else are you scared to do? You scared to kiss me? You scared to even hug me? Like, I just think boys need to grow a pair and just ask a girl out. Like, why are you scared of a girl? Like, I actually have no hope. I have no hope of finding love at this rate. I could probably get more chat out of my cat than I can with a boy. Like,
Go talk to your cat then. You call men weak, timid, and scared. Yet you don't see how that energy kills any reason to approach you. Men aren't hiding, they're opting out. They've learned that one wrong word can flip the entire mood, so they stopped playing the game altogether. You're not surrounded by cowards. You're surrounded by men who finally learned where they're not welcome.
So apparently single men are starting to become afraid to approach women in real life because they don't want to be viewed as creepy. Around like 53% according to this one study. And I just really think that is not enough. Run the percentage up. Run the percentage up. This is not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing, and I'm going to tell you why. A man being concerned about being viewed as creepy while approaching a woman shows an awareness of the reality of violence that women face when they're approached by men, when they deal with men, when they're talked to by men, when they're harassed by men, cackled by men, etc. And he does not want to be a part of said reality. There is literally nothing negative about men starting to be hyper aware of how they're interacting with women. There's no negative to that because it's been on the other end of the spectrum for so long, right? Like, men have been so used to women being at their disposal and their availability whenever they want to, right? That now some men see it as a slight that, oh my God, I have to worry about being viewed as a creep. You have to worry about being viewed as a creep while we have to worry about death. This is not a slight to you if you are concerned about being viewed as creepy. You should be. You should be thinking, how am I going to approach this woman in a way that is not going to scare her, that is not going to creep her out or freak her out or make her feel like I am dangerous. You should absolutely be thinking that. And then for the men that are like, well, how am I supposed to date women now? Oh my gosh, like, how am I supposed to go on dates? Do you hear yourself? Your complaint is that going out on dates with women is now going to be harder for you. That doesn't sound like the most privileged thing. Being harder for y'all to approach us is not oppression. That is not a slight to you. That is a byproduct of the violence that we have to deal with and face. It's a byproduct of all these other men in the world that make that so difficult. A black woman and girl was killed every 6 hours in 2020. Around 81% of women in general deal with sexual harassment. Women get killed for saying no to men on the street. Until those statistics and statistics like it stop, we have a right to not be sure if you as a man approaching us is going to be one of those men. And you need to start thinking about your behavior and making sure you do not become one of those men or come off as one of those men. This is not a negative thing. A lot of y'all need to be concerned about being viewed as a creep.
Run the percentage up. That line tells you everything. She's not celebrating awareness, she's celebrating withdrawal. The idea that men avoiding women is somehow progress shows how disconnected the conversation has become from reality. She talks about safety, as if the average man walking up to say hello is part of some violent statistic. That's the new reflex. Lump everyone together, then wonder why no one bothers anymore. The truth is, most men already carry that awareness she's talking about. They know what it feels like to be treated like a problem before they've even said a word. They know one awkward attempt at kindness can end up online, edited for ridicule, captioned with the word creep, so they step back, they stay quiet, and they're told that silence is proof of guilt. It's a trap dressed up as morality. Damned if you speak, suspect if you don't. She says it's not oppression, just consequence. But that's easy to say when you're the one holding the microphone. What she calls awareness is actually self-erasure. Men policing every word, every glance, until there's nothing left to express. And what happens then? You get a generation of men who don't connect, don't trust, and don't try. Not because they hate women, but because they're tired of walking into conversations that treat them like ticking bombs. So yes, men are cautious now. They think before they approach. They think before they speak. And maybe that's not fear. Maybe it's wisdom. Because when the reward for sincerity is suspicion, retreat becomes the only sane move left.
Nothing is more mortifying than the fact that I just went to the grocery store and I walked by like two cute guys, and both of them I tried to do the thing where I like look them dead in the eyes and I'm like looking them up and down and smiling, like, I don't know, and both of them like looked like they just saw a freaking ghost and like walked even faster. Like, this is why I'm involuntarily celibate.
She's standing there in the grocery aisle, smiling like it's an invitation, and both guys speed up like they've seen a ghost. She thinks it's about confidence, but it's not. To them, that stare isn't a signal. It's a trap they've seen before. No one wants to end up as the next weird guy at the store clip. So they bail. What she calls mortifying, they call self-preservation.
Serious question for my mans out there. Why are you guys not approaching women? What is that about? What is that about? I have seen so many hot guys lately, and we make eyes, we exchange the look, we have the look, and then there's nothing else. I'm like, are you gonna come approach me? Hello, I don't want to be the one to approach you, okay? Because that's not my man's. My man's has, you know, the balls that he has, and he's not afraid to come up to me and say something, say hello. So if you're a man out there, you know, you guys have balls for a reason. Use them. And don't be afraid to approach women, because we don't want to do that, you know? This is just a pro tip, okay? Chime in.
She's barking about men needing to use their balls, but won't even move a muscle herself. That's not confidence. That's arrogance wrapped in lipstick. She wants men to risk humiliation so she can feel desired, then hides behind tradition when it's her turn to act. It's the same recycled mindset. Demand effort, give nothing. Men stopped approaching because they got tired of performing for people who treat interest like a power trip. You want bravery? Try matching it.
Come here, let me tell you a secret. She's practically begging you to approach her. But if you're like 99% of men, you're completely blind to the signs that she's trying to give you. Signs like the double take, where she looks at you, looks away, then looks back at you again. Or the hair touching habit, where she just can't help but play with her hair when she looks at you. Or the orbiting, where she just keeps ending up where you are no matter how many times you move around. So stop being the guy who misses every green light. If you never want to miss the signs that women give you ever again, comment signs below and I'll send you a guide to your inbox that will help you do just that.
This sounds less like advice and more like bait for desperate men. She's whispering, "Let me tell you a secret," but it's the same recycled nonsense dressed up as mystery. The hair flip, the double take, the orbiting. Half the time, that's coincidence, not cosmic invitation. What she's selling is false confidence, not clarity. Because when a man mistakes politeness for interest, he's the one who gets labeled creepy. The irony is she's feeding the exact confusion she pretends to fix.
I feel like it's so rare that men shoot their shot in public anymore, or like even just say hi like a normal human being. I feel like men are so intimidated now and hiding behind social media. They don't know how to talk to girls in real life anymore. And the ones that do are like the freaks, and they be approaching you in the weirdest ways.
Men don't talk in public anymore, she claims, right before admitting that the few who do get labeled as freaks. That's not intimidation, that's conditioning. You can't call every man who approaches you weird, then wonder why no one does. After a while, silence just becomes the logical response.
I have only been approached by a man in the wild one time, and let me tell you, it shook me to my core. And I haven't stopped thinking about it. This was a few years ago. I walk into a bar with a friend, and a guy sitting at the bar turned, looked at me, and gave me the "I'm gonna talk to you" vibes. I am the world's worst flirter. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how bad I am at flirting. And so I froze like a deer in the headlights, like literally frozen. I walk up to the bar to order my drink. Okay. And this man walks straight up to me and says, hello, my name is Jim. Luckily, my friend stepped in and was like, hi, this is Katerina. She's so great, because I was frozen. We played some eyeball tennis back and forth in the bar for like an hour. And he came up to me and bought me and my friend a drink and got my number and was so respectful. And I was actually in complete shock because I didn't know this happened in real life. Granted, this happened to me 2 years ago and it was the only time it's ever happened to me. But men, this is the power of approaching a woman in the wild, because I truly have not gotten him out of my mind.
If Jim wasn't good looking, that story would have ended with the bouncers, not butterflies. The moment he turned and smiled, her friend would have gone stiff. Her drink would have become a shield, and within a minute, someone would be waving security over. Same line, same tone, same courage, just the wrong face. That's the part no one says out loud. When the man fits the fantasy, it's romantic. When he doesn't, it's a safety concern. Men know that difference too well, which is why most of them don't even roll the dice anymore.
I had a guy come up to me the other night at a party and be like, hey, I think you're really pretty. I just wanted to introduce myself. What's your name? And he was like, can I please have your phone number? And he was really nice and approached me in a very calm, gentle, sweet way. But like, it got me thinking of how scary it must be to be a guy and to have to go up to girls. Like, if I was a guy, you would never catch me doing that. Like, probably ever. I don't think I would ever do it. I think if I were a guy, I would have to approach with like a funny joke or like a funny comment about something, because there is no way you would see me going up to a girl and being like, hi, I think you're really pretty. What's your phone number? Like, that is so nerve-wracking. So if you're a guy listening to this out there that approaches women, not in a creepy way, but like, you know, nicely says like, hey, what's your name? I just wanted to say you're really pretty. Kudos to you, because that must be terrifying. For me, I usually go up to the guy first. Like, if I see a guy that I want to talk to, I'll just go up to him and like make a joke or something, because I feel like it just alleviates the awkwardness of like a man needing to come up to you first, especially if I see a guy that's like looking at me and like I could tell he wants to say something but like can't get the courage. I'm like, fine, I'll do it. Guys are like, it's literally a 99% success rate if a girl comes up to you first. So that's kind of why I do that. But yeah, I just want to like talk about the fact that it's such an awkward thing to do, like having to be a guy and go up to girls in public. Like, that's terrifying.
Finally, someone who actually gets it. She's watching a man do something that most women only criticize from the sidelines. And for once, she recognizes what it costs. The nerves, the pressure, the silent calculation, all packed into a simple hello. It's rare to hear empathy from that side, and it's telling that even she admits she wouldn't have the courage to do it if the roles were reversed. The irony is that men do this every day, knowing full well how easy it is to be dismissed or mocked for it. That quiet bravery never trends, never gets credit. But it's what keeps human connection alive when everyone else is too scared to try.
No, it's not that all girls are just mean and evil and they're always going to reject you. Sometimes it's about the way that you're approaching them. So I'm going to tell you 3 ways that you can approach a woman that will actually make it go a lot better than it has been. Okay, so let's just use the environment of the gym. Say you're in the gym. A lot of the time, guys will interrupt girls in the middle of her set, requiring her to take off her headphones, drop her weight. Then they're like, where are you from? You come here often? Don't do that. Don't do that. First of all, respectfully, wait till she's on a break and she's clearly not in the middle of her workout, okay? So wait till she's like sitting down, drinking water, something like that. That's number 1. Number 2, one thing that you could always say to a girl that will always be kind is a compliment. You don't always have to be like, where are you from? Do I know you? Do you come here often? That would just automatically trigger a fucking guard to go up for a woman. Instead, why don't you compliment her? Like, something for me, my favorite thing for a guy to say to me when he comes up to me is, I like your tattoos. That fucks me up. Also compliment a girl's hair. Your hair looks so good. Another thing that you can say is, I really like your gym fits. That is such a compliment. If you're like, hey, sorry to bug you, but you're always fitted up. Like, I just want to say you have great style. Your fits are always on point. That's hella fucking nice. You can even be like, sorry to bug you. I always see you in here. You're always putting in work. I just want to say good shit. Like, you look good. As simple as that. If you do that, the girl's interested in you, she'll tell you right then and there. She'll make it very known. She'll be like, thank you so much. Oh my God, what's your name? She'll initiate the conversation after that. And if she's not, then you just walk away. And it's not like you're trying to hit on her and you got rejected. You were just complimenting her. It's such an easy way to start the conversation, make it known that you're interested by making the first move on a girl, but also not having to be scared of rejection because you're just complimenting her. Okay?
The blind leading the blind. That's what this sounds like. A woman teaching men how to approach women, while completely ignoring what happens when her advice backfires. In her version, every compliment is received with grace, every rejection handled with poise. In reality, half those lines would get a man labeled creepy before he even finishes the sentence. She talks about timing and respect, as if that's ever protected a guy from being misunderstood in a gym full of cameras. Men aren't struggling with technique, they're struggling with trust. Because no matter how well they play it, one wrong word and the whole interaction can turn into content.